monogamy has its advantages. I think Steven is the only director I've had sort of repeat work with, and I probably do my best work with him, and I think the reason is when you work with the director for that long, there's a certain telepathy. In fact, he doesn't even talk to me anymore.
Is that good?
You know, my biggest complaint is almost always like a director is too hands-on. He's like, you know, looking over your shoulder all the time, and Steven is kind of the opposite of that. But it's probably because of just the years and years of working together. He knows what I'm good at, what I'm not good at. I know his likes and dislikes. And I seem to always do the best stuff with him. And I think it's because he encourages you to push the envelope. He really wants to make a film that kind of stands apart from other films, and he encourages that in the music. But I credit him with sort of defining my musical identity. For the first 10 years of my career, really, it was dominated by working on his films. And he has a very unique film aesthetic. He's always stressed the importance of less is more, which I also believe. So my whole style is kind of forged by working on his films. And the Sex Lies thing was a great experience. That was my first film, so what a great introduction to, you know, to the business, to come here. And I think I arrived like 1 hour after the first screening, and everybody in the film was becoming famous that day.
Yeah.
And it was just like driving a rocket ship, and it's been
It's
been downhill ever since.
How did you find each other? I mean, I think that's an interesting subject for people who are looking to develop careers like this. How did you hook up with Steven Soderbergh?
I had a friend who was had a sound house. He did dialogue editing and sound design, sound effects for films. Steven was his roommate. He had asked me to, his name is Mark Mangini, he asked me to do some music that was kind of in the cracks between sound design and real music for the film Alienation. And the director had asked Mark to do something that would be music that the aliens would listen to.
So they thought of you.
And he thought of me because at the time I was doing some non-musical kind of sound collage stuff. I had a tape that was circulating among my friends, one of whom was Mark. So I came in and did this really weird music that never got used in the film. And Steven was Mark's roommate, and one day he just walked in, sat down, before even properly introduced, started like barking orders. And his instincts were like amazing. I just thought, who is this guy? He's not a musician, but his musical and picture instincts were just, you know, were right on. And afterwards he said, you know, this stuff will be perfect for my first movie. And if you could have heard that music, it was anything but appropriate for Sex, Lies, and Videotape. But he heard something he liked, we hit it off, and he sent me a rough cut of Sex, Lies, and Videotape. I thought it was brilliant, but I was scratching my head over the, you know, the weird sound design stuff, which was actually composed of, I had built a drum kit out of sound effects, like chin socks and car crashes and tire screeches. So it was just really ugly stuff. And I called up Steven. I said, Steven, the film's great, but I don't see how this kind of weird stuff is going to work. He goes, yeah, we'll do something different.